We're all forged by fire. All of us. You know, whatever your disposition is, if you're not a fighter, you know, if you're not like an aggressive person, if you know, what your personality type is, we're all forged by fire. All of us that came out after The Last Jedi. I mean, though, and respect to those EU enthusiasts, the people who love the OG canon, the better canon. I don't know it like that, but I read enough of it and played enough of the games. I'm more game-centric with my Star Wars. It's better. It's way better than what we've been given. Way, way better. They've been hurt for a long time. And you people that saw it when The Force Awakens hit, they were like, nah, this is trash. I had hope after The Force Awakens. Maybe I was gullible. I don't know. Maybe I was. But I was pissed off about them killing Han. I was pissed off about not getting the original group back together. But I had hope. I had hope. And I didn't know who Rian Johnson the F was. After The Last Jedi came out, you know, I mean, Dr. Coffin Nails remembers. Tommy remember. Brightest Day, you remember. Adega, you remember. You know, like you know, I'm sure all of you do from wherever you came into this community, but there are those of us who have been around since this whole thing popped off, the whole backlash. And we remember asking questions why we are getting inept stories and just blatant disrespect to characters, beloved characters, and then we got attacked for it. We were all forged by fire. Those first voices that stood up, they had to deal with the media. They had to deal with millionaires. They had the production company. They had to deal with all kinds of nefarious shit coming at them from the background. Forged by fire in every chat. Every one of us attacked online consistently by others, by people who were indoctrinated by the BS that was being put out there, that we were an alt-right Trump support, blah, 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 all that crap. All that crap. I'm a liberal pagan from Philadelphia. And you're going to label me. That happened to a lot of us. So we're all fighters. We're all warriors here. I'll promise you guys. I'll get to the chat in a minute and go through some of the comments. I promise I'll do that. But we're all warriors here to different degrees, to varying degrees. Some of us have given up and gone and fought, gone to fight in other ways. Some of us are still manning the lighthouse. Some of us are just refusing to kneel whatsoever to Disney canon. And I understand it all. I understand those positions. I am one of the ones who kind of walked away. I got tired of it. Disney Star Wars, it's like unwanted. It's an unwanted sexual assault at this point. Like, I don't even want it. It's something you don't want. You know, there is no consent. I do not give consent to view Disney Star Wars at this point. I don't do it. It was a steady process. Absolutely. It was a steady process, a steady decline. Gina was the final straw. And not because I sent for Gina, you know, and not because my friend is friends with Gina. I don't fucking know Gina Carano. You know what I mean? I don't know her. But because because of what I saw. It had a lot to do with Luke. Had a lot to do with Luke at the end of The Mandalorian. Look, my son has seen the entire transformation of my life over the last 3 years. Me getting into writing again. Me creating a YouTube channel. Me being verbose, you know, very opinionated and loud. He's seen that in me. And he actually watched The Mandalorian, the last episode before I did. And that kid came in here. He knew I was watching it. He came in here to see my reaction because he knew how much it meant, how much The Last Jedi crushed me, crushed my ability to share that with my son, to be able to pass that love on. He knew what that meant to me, so he wanted to see my reaction. Thank God I didn't tape it because I did cry like a bitch. I was 10. I ain't gonna lie. And then the next thing, because people celebrated at getting something that represented what we had wanted, what we had always wanted, they're gonna fire Gina. It's not so much that like I'm simping for Gina. Mad respect to Gina Carano. But it's just they're intolerant, vengeful, petty, stupid, fanboy tear mugs, bullshit out on Twitter, story groups saying some of the most racist, awful shit. Go back and watch some of my videos from earlier in the year. And this freaking story group. Horrible people. The company culture at Disney Lucasfilm, horrible. Everything that we have built here is the opposite. It's the opposite of it. Yeah, some of us go off at the mouth once in a while. I'm not going to point any fingers because I've been guilty of that once or twice myself. But we're forged by fire. We're warriors. Sometimes we're all constantly on the defensive because we're having to defend ourselves from the media, from other YouTubers, from access media, the idiot bloggers, dumbasses on social media. Forged by fire, having to look out for one another, having to protect each other, helping each other rise. All of us standing together, defying a narrative. There are people that want that lighthouse. There are YouTubers out there that are my friends. I still have hope that can get better. And so this is the biggest issue. This is kind of like the reason, this is honestly the reason why I'm doing the live stream today, is because, like I said earlier, we were all forged in fire. We're all very passionate people. We have very strong beliefs. Sometimes we get into conflict with each other over our beliefs. Sometimes we're so defensive that we take things to heart that we shouldn't take to heart. And it's up to us to be adults and recognize those things. We are different people. We are different people with different perspectives and different passions. This whole thing that's happened with Disney Lucasfilm has hurt us all in different ways and at various times. And I think that we need to remember that before we come at each other's necks, because we got a different opinion on what's going on. All of our opinions are valid. Somebody wants to hope in something, that's valid. Somebody's done with it, that's valid. Somebody's going to hold the line. I'll be the last person. I will be the last person to tell anyone to kneel. If you want to hold that line and refuse to accept something from this industry that is a perversion of what you loved, I stand with you. Stand with your opinion. We got to make sure what we are fighting this whole time, the reason that we got this awful Doctor Who, Star Trek, Star Wars, the reason we got our franchises being appropriated and used as platforms, what we are fighting is intolerance. That's what we're fighting. Real intolerance. So it's up to us to be the leaders that we are. All of us, everyone in the chat, all us YouTubers, everyone that engages. We could debate. We could definitely have a heated stance where it's like, nah, I ain't budging from this. We can't be intolerant with each other. If we can. Some wounds are too grievous to come back from. But just because you're hurting doesn't mean someone else deserves your vitriol. So I'm going to go this week and go see my homie DC, who helped get me monetized and has always been good to me. And I understand the audience that I'm going to see because I understand the channel that I'm about to be on. I'm thankful for that. And so that's how I'm going to approach it. Flexibility, tolerance. I hope we can all do that at some point in time. I know I got a loud mouth and sometimes I'm pretty intolerant, but I try and recognize that. And I hope that we all have that ability. But really the reason that I do is because I remember the type of people that we're fighting, the type of people that run Disney Star Wars. People that allow this shit at Disney. They are the real intolerance. They are the real jerk-offs. They're the enemies in this saga. Eventually, things are going to change. And whether or not we're going to accept Disney Star Wars at some point, that's completely up to you. That is your opinion. You're right. If you say no, then no. Some people still have hope. And I'll be honest with you guys. Dipping my toe in a pool of hope, even for a few hours, it's going to be painful. My love to this chat. Let me say goodbye to everybody before I head out because I got